Hello everyone, how you doing? Hope you're having a great day. Welcome to another episode of Watching a Demo Having a Beer. It's a series of videos where I talk about random craft beer that I've been drinking and the demo scene production that beer somehow vaguely, subjectively, randomly reminds me of. So I've been doing it for well over 2-3 years now. The original origins of the whole watching a demo having a beer was this saying that we used to have around 2000, I think, was when it started. There were these commercials for Budweiser, where at the end of the commercial they would have just watching a game, having a bud. They would say that, and we were traveling around Europe and we started adopting that to the demo scene. So it ended up turning into just, what are you doing? Nothing much. Just watching a demo, having a beer. True. And those are the things we would say. Anyways, I have quite a pile of beers left here to cover, which I haven't been feeling like I found any particular demo for it. So this is what I'm going to do. To clean up my closet of that beer that I've been already drank but haven't presented yet, I'm going to show them all to you. You're going to let me know if this reminds you of a demo in any remote way. And again, I'm going to tell you my top 3 demos and why I chose those 3 as my top 3, listed on Puhaste at least. So slightly longer video than usual, but I hope it's entertaining, especially if you're a demo scene veteran. I guess also for if you're into craft beer. I'm going to try to make it a bit more lengthy. So let's get started because we have a lot of beers. So Loirinha by Praxis is a juicy wheat beer. Wasn't that bad. It was decently tasty. Pretty basic in terms of beer. Just a wheat beer. Everybody can make wheat beer. Just put some wheat, throw it into the brewer. This one was okay. The design is alright. It's like a little bit modern. Praxis is a Portuguese brewery from the region of Coimbra, I believe, and yeah. So any demo with some things with some sort of yellow to it. Loirinha also has like a connotation of, well, I guess you can understand that it means like blondie sort of thing. So more of a naive personality, easygoing personality kind of thing, and in this way it's like a surfer. Couldn't think of any demo with surfers. Couldn't think of any demos with blonde women that didn't feel like misogynistic in some way. So, can you think of any demo for this beer? If you do, let me know. Then I have a Dos Diabos, which is also a Portuguese brewery. And this one is a bitter beer, apparently. I'm trying to see if there's any special details in it. No, just as best bitter. IBU 42, 4.6% alcohol. Standard bitter beer. Just hops and yeast and yeast. So sort of an IPA, sort of bitter beer. I have no clue what this image is supposed to be. I'm looking at it and it's just, it's art. I don't know. I don't get it. Maybe a random demo that has like art for the sake of art. Maybe something from the early 2000s where, people trying to replicate replay but doing it poorly, just putting some overlays for the sake of it. Couldn't think of anything specific. So yeah. Actually, this idea of just going for something with overlays was, I just had it now. And thought of it before. Maybe if I put some actual deeper thought into it, maybe I could have come up with a demo, but we have an opportunity to name a demo now. Next, we have an import from Norway. It's a pineapple. It's a non-alcoholic beer. I originally bought it when Christina was pregnant. It's from Lervig, which is a Norwegian brewery, which I quite like. And they import a lot for Portugal for a reason that I haven't quite understood. IPA with pineapple. Christina loves IPAs, so I got these different few ones. This one is okay-ish. It's not like a real IPA, but if you're drinking non-alcoholic beer, it's as good as it gets. So from Lervig. I was thinking maybe some Ninja Dev demo, the one with smoothies in it, but I already had used it in a video before, so I couldn't really use that one for this beer in particular. So, and Ninja Dev, because Ninja Dev, they are Norwegian, but they also have this fresh style into it. So I couldn't think of any other demo with pineapples. Actually, I could think of a demo that I made with pineapples, but then it wouldn't be very Norwegian to begin with. So I don't know. Let me know what demo that beer reminds you of. Then we have a couple of them of beers from Estonia. They are from Puhaste. We found a whole bunch of them. Very interesting labels, all of them very conceptual. This one is Lucius Imperial Stout aged in raisins and rum soaked vanilla beans. 11.2% Imperial Stout. Puhaste beers are usually okay, kind of expensive though, but had better Imperial Stouts, but they weren't bad. This one is also very good design. This reminds me from this, it's not Cube, what's it called? Something like Rusty Lake video game. It has a character that's similar like this, but it has like some extra details, if you can see that. Like the penchant and some stuff around this. Yeah, you can see better like this. So very interesting design. And also it's a Baltic porter, Mr. Ronk. A rich and complex bottom fermented Baltic porter with hints of dark chocolate, caramelized toffee, and prune flavors in palate. I remember these Puhaste ones were pretty good in terms of Imperial Stouts, but they always had some sort of coffee behind it, which I don't particularly like on my Imperial Stouts. I like them when they're like sweet, extremely sweet, where you don't taste the coffee in it, because I'm not a coffee person. So yeah, let me know what you think of these, if you can come up with a demo for them. And still talking about Imperial Stouts, I have Stoutológia by FTS, which is I think from Porto Brewery, if I'm not mistaken. It says water from Gaia, so maybe they're actually from Gaia, which is on the other side of the river from Porto, so not that different. And yeah, Villanova de Gaia, so they're from my homeland. Russian Imperial Stout, which is the kind of beer that I usually like. I remember this one was all right. I don't have much recollection from it, so I would have to try it again. But as far as I remember, it was okay. So yeah. Any demos that you can think of? Maybe some dark stuff from me, since it's from Gaia. I'll probably pick one of my earlier demos. Maybe Electric... What was it called? Electric... I will look it up, because I can. From Electroglide in Black, that's the name. That was pretty dark, was released, was made in Gaia, it was released in Gaia when Inesti Demo Party was happening in Gaia, which happened only 2, maybe 3 years. And it was a very personal demo for me at the time. And then the music was later reused by Navis on one of his demos with my soundtrack. So there's that. Another, I think this is also Portuguese Continuum, made specially for Cantinho by Velhaca craft beer. This is an Imperial Fig Porter. It's full of references to some 80s stuff. Zombies and the little ET flying there. And some deck playings and a gas mask and money and all over the place. Imperial Pig Porter. This one was actually good because you really tasted the fig in it, so it kind of drowned out all of the other flavors. So I do recommend trying this one. And since this was Portuguese, we didn't have to pay import fees on it, so it's quite good. Cantinho is an online store that sells beer and imports some beers as well, and they have custom stuff as well. Okay, the last beer that I have to show you, this was actually a really good one. Imperial Stout Extremum Fato Whiskey Barrel Aged. all of the beers from this brewery, which is also Puhaste, but all of them that were in this silver lining sort of look, which is very like standard based sort of a look. They're always expensive because barrel aged, they're more expensive to do, but this one in particular was quite good. I think there was another one which was also silver lined, and I already made a video out of it. But this one was surprised me because I thought whiskey is gonna taste like the smoky thing, but it didn't really. So it was like very smooth whiskey flavor to it and not smoky at all, and I really appreciated it. So this one was a good revelation overall. So these are the beers that I had: 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8 beers that I had lying around that I couldn't figure out a video for them or a demo scene production to figure out for them. So let me know in the comments what demo you think would somehow vaguely fit any of these beers. And for demos to watch, I've selected 3 of my classics that were not listed yet. The first one is Hyperventilation by Byterapers. It got second place at Remedy 98. For me, it became a classic because it had a very interesting soundtrack, like an IDM mashup, very aggressive soundtrack with sampling of ABBA, which was very funny at the time. It was very, very aggressive. I really got into the music of it, and the visuals really supported it well. And it had this blend, also using 32 BPP, which at the time wasn't very common, and as Byterapers started doing it early on when UniVB started allowing it, and it was one of the first true color demos that I can think. Can you say true color? Is it the right word to say true color? It was one of the first PC demos that I saw that had high color stuff on it and done properly, and the effects looked good and it fit the music, and it always felt like it had this deeper meaning message behind it, behind like the ABBA lore that you just eat, sleep, go on stage and nothing more. So it just became very conceptual, maybe, for me. I don't know, I'm not sure. I really love the demo, I still love it today. So yeah, one of the best ABBA themed demos out there. There are more, at least I know at least 3 ABBA themed demos out there. A couple more, and they are entitled to a playlist of themselves. Anyways, another demo that I loved a lot back in the day was Deesbab by Orange. Got first place at the party 96. It's actually 64K. And again, I loved it pretty much for the music. It was really intense, emotional music. So that was the driving factor for it. And the visuals also fitted very well, like very raw and dark. And I really loved it. And at the time that I discovered, was when I first started getting into the demo scene, I was still going through the whole acknowledging of my depression sort of phase, and this resonated a lot with my psyche back then, and also got me very interested in IDM music overall. So yeah. Another demo also by Orange was Megablast. Is also on my top demos of all time. Has a lot of very good effects, excellent soundtrack, mixing of different styles, and it's a bit of a nonsense parade, which was a lot of Orange style back then. So it became a bit of an iconic demo in that regard. Like I rewatched it a lot back then in the late 90s, early 2000s. I used to play it a lot, and it used to crash a couple scenes before the ending. So there was that. When I finally managed to see the ending, I was like, oh, there's another effect. After that, I never knew it had that, so that was very surprising. I think it crashed on when I had a sound blaster, and then when I finally had a Gus, it would play properly. I'm not sure anymore. Maybe it was memory configuration stuff. Not sure anymore. Anyways, iconic demo for the quality of the effects mostly, but also the intricacy of the music. So I really loved it very much. Megablast by Orange. Oh yeah, so those were my top 3, at least according to my Poet CDCs. These are the top 3 productions of the demo scene that I very early on became infatuated with. And we'll have them on the playlist for you to watch at the end of this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, all that jazz. If you like these kind of videos that I've been doing about watching a demo, having a beer, you can either sponsor me, import beer from wherever you're at. I would very much like to get that. Just send me a mail to get my physical address, and I will love to get that and make a demo about the beer that you have. Or you can sponsor me on Patreon as well, patreon.com/psenough. Any contribution you might want, €1, €5, €20, whatever you can afford, for how long you can afford, would help immensely to help pay the bills and get new hardware and motivate me to do more videos of demoscene stuff. So yeah, that's it for now. See you next video. Bye bye everyone. Enjoy the demos. Take care.